Hey y'all, well, let's do a video. I got a coyote dipping right over here, about a mile and a half away or so, 2 miles. You can barely hear it. Got my dogs all stirred up. But lately online, there has been a lot of chatter, a lot of talk about Tbone sets and some stuff going on with that. So I figured, what the heck, why not? Let's go ahead and put together a video showing how to go ahead, how I set up a Tbone set. So let's go ahead and get that done. We got beautiful weather out here. It's starting to feel super fall-like. It's just gorgeous out. So nice and cool. It's probably, I don't know, in the 40s or something like that. So all right, let's get going. Funky Trap Supplies carries just about everything you need for trapping. So if you need something, whether it's trap tags or trapping supplies, get a hold of Alan at Funky Trap Supplies in Guthrie, Iowa. All right, the Tbone set. Well, first of all, what is the Tbone? No, it's not the steak. Some people think it's a steak, but it's not. Trust me, I've had the questions. So anyways, a Tbone is part of the spinal column on an ungulate. It could be an elk, could be a cow, could be a moose, could be anything. You find the dead ones and then you grab that spinal column. If you looked at these go together and it forms that spinal column. So it makes a great visual. I set them where the hole is going up towards the trap. It makes a great visual for the coyote to see, and also a great lure holder that is weather resistant, you know. So, but anyways, it just makes a great set. So what you got to do though is, depending on the state you live in, you got to go ahead and check your game laws. See if you can use natural, real bone, if you can't, if you can't at all, there's plastic ones out there, 3D printed ones. That are pretty badass. I've seen a few guys laugh at them, but if you live in a state where you can't use them, they work great, So there's actually one company, they sell them, they make them, they're blue, which is freaking awesome because predators, they can see blue. I'm using a Duke 650 here. I like that Duke 650. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get into it and start making a set here. So first and foremost, of course, you got to be on location. You got to be in a spot where you got coyotes coming through. Also, you got to have coyotes. If you don't have any coyotes, you're not going to catch any coyotes. So we'll get that trap set there. We're going to go ahead and dig the bed. I like to have the back side of my set a little bit higher than this front side. The wind direction, the Tbone is coming. It'll be right here. Just like that. The wind direction is coming this way, of course. So some people need to know distance and all of that shit. I don't do distance. I go where the coyote's going to step. So if you see this dirt spot here, this is what I kind of look for. I don't like setting these in grass areas and you got to try to blend it in and whatnot. I look for spots when, if you have to, then you have to, but where there's a dirt spot right there. So I didn't set the Tbone right here and then go ahead and have to redo that. I set it right there so it'd be easier to blend in. So go ahead and dig your bed. This is more of a flat set. My bed goes into a cone. Look at how dry that dirt is. We've had a couple days of rain and it's still dry down there. That trap's going to fit down inside of that bed just like so. A little bit of loose dirt underneath. Get that pan set. Take the trap, wiggle it into position. There, trap is solid. Right on. So basically I am probably, I guess, 9 inches. I center up. I don't go offset either way. The dog direction, I don't care which way the dog is going, because we're going to make that coyote step right there. Use coffee filters for a cover, and then go ahead and get this thing blended in. There we go. It's a little bit of a dish going down in there, not much. If you look right now, we got what's called a hard edge right there. We got different colored dirt from here to here. Those coyotes, they don't like that hard edge. We're gonna go ahead and move this little chunk of bone out of here. They really don't like that hard edge, so we got to blend that in. So let's go ahead and blend it in. And now it's starting to disappear a little bit. There, now she just disappeared. So that's basically a T-bone set. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of guiding. Heck, it can do anything, just like that. Another one there, and then maybe a little bit one right here. And that's it. Very subtle, even that's too much. Very subtle guiding, you know, maybe a little clump right there. But that's all it is. This wad of grass right here is going to go ahead and guide that foot there. For lure down in the hole here, early I like to see bait, any kind of bait, mouse bait, it don't matter, just any kind of meat-based bait. As the season progresses, you know, into November, December, then you can switch over to a gland lure or whatnot. But if you look, it's a little bit of a dish. You can see that dip right there. So that's about it. Super easy, simple set, guys. That's really, really effective on coyotes. Use your wind direction, prevailing wind, and use the right bait and the right lure at the right time of year, and it's just a deadly set. So anyways, I hope that helps y'all out, and yeah, we'll talk to y'all later.